Hey everyone, Kathy back with Big Barn Blooms. How are you today? We're going to make a kit today. Look what we're making, just saying. It's a little boo mug kit. When we get this going, when you come on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. See if I can get this up and working pretty quick. Let's see here. Oops. There I am. All right. I think we've got it now. So who's with me? Someone come on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from, and can you hear me, and can you see me? I'm hoping. Take a little sip of my water here. And we'll get going. Look at these. Look at these cuties. Hey Carol, hey Elizabeth. So this is our next kit, and it comes in different styles, which I'm so excited about. But it's a cute little striped mug, and we have the little boo with the pumpkin, but there's choices on this. So there'll be choices when I list it. In the back, it's a one-sided design, but the back still looks good, because you know me, I gotta have the back look good. So here he is, and the choices for this are the characters. Yeah, so there's this little guy that you see in there. It's a little ghost coming from behind a pumpkin. So adorable. Then you have just the pumpkin with the little witch's hat. We have just a ghost that's holding a pumpkin. And we have a little baby Frankenstein. So those are going to be the choices for the arrangement. You get to pick which one you want in your kit, basically. So we're going to make another one up today during this, and then everything will be the same except for the character and the glitter. So the glitter pick I have in different styles, and depending on which kit you choose, that'll be the glitter pick you get. So here we go. Let me find your comments again. There we go. Whoops, whoops. So a little late notice on this, but here we are. It's kind of a crazy day today. So, okay, let's go over the ingredients. So when you get your kit, you're going to get a mug. No, that's not whipped cream. Don't try to eat it. It already has the spray foam ready for you to build, which is such a delight. To get a kit that's ready to go and you don't have to mess with foam, I love it. I love it. So you'll get your little mug. You'll get your little character. You're going to get a little wooden dowel like this, because we put this on a dowel so that we can get it in the arrangement. I'm going to show you how in just a few minutes. You're going to get a piece of ribbon because we put a small bow in this. Then, as far as picks, we are going to use this guy with all the candy corn. It's got glitter branches, candy corn, little balls. It's really, really cute. So you'll get one of these picks. You'll get two white picks. So this big one is the back. We're going to cut it down now. This one is toward the front. So you get two of those, one of each. Then you'll get two of these little glitter picks here for more black accents. Then your glitter pick, depending on which one you get. And when I list them, I'll be listing tonight and tomorrow. Each one will be represented because I'll make up one of each. And you'll see which glitter pick is going to be in which one. So this little guy, the ghost with a pumpkin, is going to have just the straight little glitter pieces coming out. The guy we're doing today is going to have little leaves. Then there's, I believe, a eucalyptus pick. I'm trying to look. Eucalyptus leaves and the curly pieces. So there's three different kinds. So depending on which kit you get the glitter that goes with that kit. And then you'll get a little bunch of these little black roses to accent the arrangement. So everything you need, you'll get moss, because as you can see, we use some dyed Spanish moss to fill in the back. And you'll get the little moss pins that go with that. You'll get a zip tie for your ribbon, and you'll get a piece of the grapevine wire to get the ribbon into the arrangement. So everything you need, it is all there. The only thing you don't get in your kit is a glue gun and you don't get wire cutters or scissors, so you will need your own tools, because yeah, we can't put tools in the mail like that. So here we go. Let's see who's on. Whoops. Angel, hey, how are you? So we have a lot of Inside the Barn in today. So if you guys that are inside the barn, hopefully you saw my message that today's live at 4 is moved to tomorrow. We actually ended up having the specialist that Bob is seeing for his thyroid issue move his appointment to 4. So I can't go live at 4. I'll have to be off of here and we'll be over there on our computer. So anyway, so we had to move it to tomorrow. So so check your emails, check Inside the Barn, the group page, and you'll see how I moved it. So here we go. So we're squeezing this in right before. Okay guys, let's get going on this. This is a fun little project. Super easy, and wouldn't these make great gifts for Halloween time? I just think like if someone has a boo basket, if you've seen the boo baskets or buckets that go around the neighborhood with a little pole, something like this would be so cute in it. Oh my goodness. Okay, fun little project to do with kids too. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, this is ready to go. We'll set that there. I'm just going to run a little bead of glue down the back of this guy so that we can attach that little piece of dowel right like that. Pretty good little bead. And we'll go ahead and just place that on there and let it start to cure. So while you're letting your dowel cure, set that aside. Let's make our little bow. It's just a 2-loop bow, very simple, because I mean this mug is not huge, but we want to get a little bit of ribbon in there. So we're going to use a little piece of ribbon here. The ribbon will be in your kit ready to go. Set that over there. All right, I think we're ready to go. Gina, hi! Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live too. That's awesome. Wasn't a lot of notice, so it was like, okay, let's squeeze this in before that Zoom appointment. So here we go. All right, so you're gonna make a little 2-loop bow. You're gonna take the very end of it, and I pinched at about 4.5 to 5 inches. That's gonna be your tail. Then we're gonna make little tiny loops. So you're gonna take the wrong sides, bring it together in the middle where you pinched it. And this bow loop, when completed, is about 4 inches. So you'll come out 8 inches on your ribbons. If you want to put it down on the table and measure 8 inches, you're gonna bring the wrong sides together here like this, and you're gonna twist the right side back up. And again, wrong sides together. You're gonna do the same size loop. I just pull mine up into bunny ears, make sure that they match, that they're the same size, and we'll twist that in the middle and bring our tail down. So both tails come down to the same side like that. You have a little bow. That is it. Easiest bow in the world to make. Pretty easy, you can't mess this one up. Okay, then we're gonna take a zip tie and we're gonna zip tie this bow. You could use a chenille. I'll put a zip tie in the kit. But if you're not purchasing the kit and you want to make this, you don't have to use a zip tie. You can use a chenille too. I just like zip ties because they're not going anywhere. They're not going to break. When I twist the heck out of the chenilles, I've had them break, and I don't like starting anything over. Okay, you're going to get a little piece of this grapevine wire in your kit. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it underneath that zip tie. So you don't zip tie it really strong at first. You leave a little space so we can do that and get that little piece of grapevine wire underneath there. So once it's underneath there, you're going to bring up the sides of this into like a horseshoe. Let me go ahead and zip tie this all the way down now that that's underneath there. We got to secure that zip tie. So let's zip tie that tight. Very tight. Tight as we can get it. And then cut off that excess. Okay, so we have this little piece of wire wrapped in, I say it's like twine. Anyway, they call it grapevine wire. But you're gonna bring it up. It's underneath the zip tie. Bring it up in a U shape, and we're just gonna twist it like a bread tie. That's it. So we're gonna just twist it together. Don't worry about your bow, because yeah, you are messing up your bow. It's getting all squished. We don't care. We're going to fluff it later, so it's not really a big deal. So you're just going to twist, twist, twist till it looks like that. Easy, easy peasy. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit off the end because I don't need it quite that long. And if you have any little pieces at the end that won't twist together and they're sticking out, cut that off even so that it doesn't end up getting in the way of you putting this in the foam. Now, if you don't have a stemming machine, which is this little guy right here, this will go right into the foam. So I would add a little bit of glue to the bottom, push it right in. I have the machine, so I'm going to use it. If you are new to floral design or even not new and you have never invested in that machine, it will change your crafting life, your floral design life. So think about investing in one of these because it is amazing. So it just clamps a little metal spike onto the end of that grapevine wire. It does the same thing to floral stems. It's awesome. So now you have a spike to put into the foam, so it goes very easily into the foam. And there's little ridges on the sides of it that actually keep it from backing out of the foam. So it's a win-win. Okay, and then you decide which side do you want your handle on. So when I built this one, I have the handle facing me on the right, and then this little bow goes a little bit to the left. Make sure that you pull your tails down in front like this, and then you've got your little bow loops like that, and we're just going to push it right on down as far and close to the foam as you can get, right like that. And then we'll deal with our tails a little bit later toward the end. I just like to get the bow in there and let it claim its space. It looks kind of funny now, huh? It's like just this big old bow on the side of this cup. It won't when we're done. Okay, first up now, we've got this little guy pretty much dried. Yep, he's all secure now on there. So there's our little boo ghost with our little pumpkin. And there's how I put the little dowel on the back. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's a skewer from the dollar store. You guys, if you ever have to put little attachments like this into wreaths or arrangements, this is a great way to do it. So don't think you have to find everything on a pick or a spray. If you find little accents like this, you can make your own. So we went ahead and cut that off and we glued it onto the back. Now we can get it right into our foam. Easy peasy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to put it right dead in the middle. Get it? It's Halloween, dead in the middle. A little bit of a comedian here. Okay, so now it should look like that. How easy is this going to be? So much fun. Very, very fun kit for kids. If you get it to do with children, you have to supervise because, of course, like that little skewer I put on is sharp at the end. When you cut, you're going to be using scissors and wire cutters and all the things. So you just want to make sure you're supervised. Okay, so next we are going to start with the white glitter fern. Look at that. So this is going to be our backdrop on here. We're going to go right like that with it, but not exactly. We're going to cut this down because we don't need all that height. So this has 3 pieces on this piece of fern, right like that. So let's go ahead and cut those off. So you'll have 3 individual little pieces. Now again, if you do not have a stemming machine, no problem. This will easily go right into this foam. Add a little glue to the bottom, push it right in. Again, I have one, I'm going to use it. Okay, and these are pretty much identical little pieces once you cut them apart. So we're going to do our backdrop. We are going to put one right in the very back, like this. Let me get these guys picked a little bit. Okay, so we have one there. We're going to bring one in right here, like that. And you guessed it, one on the other side. So we have this little backdrop that we've made. And the reason I used white in the back is everything else is black glitter. We do have that one little pick of white that we put toward the front. But I want it to be a nice bright backdrop so that the other elements show up. And whenever I use any color in the background, I like to bring it to the front of the design. So that's why we also put this in the kit. It's a little bit different color, or a little bit different texture. It's still a really nice glittery branch, but different texture to it, and it adds a little more interest. So this is what we look like right now. And there's our back. And in the end, there's very little showing of the foam, but we'll still stuff a little bit of that green dyed Spanish moss just to finish it off and make it look nice. So there we go. Let me check comments. My iPad went black again. Why? Why do you go black? Don't do it. All right, let me find it. Come on. Hold on just a moment. Bring me back. Oh my goodness, seriously. Why, when you bring it up, you have everything going, does it go away? I don't know, but here we go. There we are. All right. Terry, you did. You got one of the turkeys. I love that turkey. Is sitting right over there, and I'm so anxious to do it. We may do that turkey tomorrow. I love it. In fact, I'm really upset with myself that I didn't buy both of them, but I had to get some more things for kits and other designs that are coming up, and I'm like, one is good because at least we have more variety that way, right? But yay, because I think those are going to end up being a hot item, and they're going to be going quick. All right, here we go. All right, Lori, how are you doing? Aren't we all getting busy? It is that time of year, getting busy with it. I know, Terry, right? So exciting. That is the coolest turkey I've ever seen. Seriously, ever. So now I'm sitting there, because I only have one, I can't practice on it. So now I'm like, what am I going to put on this guy? Seriously, what am I going to do with him? I have an idea, but I want to do a prototype, but I can't, because I'm not going to go buy another turkey. I'm just saying. All right, so here's where we are. Let's put one of these guys in. And this guy, we're actually going to just fluff him out and put the whole thing in. We're not going to cut him apart. I mean, we could cut him apart, but do we really need to? I don't think so. I think we're going to leave the black glitter, which there's a weird piece, probably didn't cut off by their machine, but we're going to leave the black glitter straight up, and I'm just going to take all the little candy corns and pit berries and whatnot and just fan them out so that they'll show. So such a cute little pick. Let's get this going. Because we don't want to fan it once it's in there. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but once you put your pick in there, you don't want to mess with it too much, because as you try to mess with it, you loosen up the hole that you just made to put it in, and then it could flop. So you want to put it in there, leave it alone, do all your fluffing first. Okay, so I'm going to cut this pretty darn short, because it's going to go right down into the foam. So I'm just cutting all of that off, if you guys can see. And you can stick this right in, again, a little bit of glue on the end. I'm going to use my stemming machine. It's a thicker little spray, but if you have a stemming machine, it will go on it or around it. It'll clamp it. So now I'm going to take this and just hold it back a little bit so I get this right in the middle. And then we're going to go straight down, straight on down, all the way in. I mean, I don't even see that metal pick. So we want it down in there. And then, like I said, you don't want to fluff it too much, but if anything got shifted a little bit, go for it, make it straight. That's where you are now. Look at that, so easy. But see how the white kind of makes the black pop? Otherwise the black would kind of go away. So I like doing that and putting something bright in the background that's going to be like a filler. It's going to fill up the background, but it's going to make whatever is in front of it just pop. It's a good thing. Okay, Brenda, hey. I hope you will coordinate with Terry, I think I will, because we're going to do the cornucopia. We're going to do the cornucopia wreath, and then we're going to do the turkey. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. And I kind of started laying out what we're going to use, so you are on my page, girl. Totally on my page. Yes, I'm so glad you caught me live, Lori. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. All right. Here we go. Okay. So we have those in now. I think I want to put some of these in. These little guys. And they're funny because we can do whatever you want. We can cut them in half, which I think I'm going to do. We don't really need this whole long thing, but I'd rather distribute it more. So we're going to take this and we're going to, there's a little clump in the top. Then there's another clump here. We're going to go below that to where the next little sprouts of glitter branches come out of the main branch like that, and that's where we're going to cut it. So we're going to turn one pick into two. Look at when we cut that, 2 picks. So you're going to get 2 of these in your kit, but you end up getting 4. Think about that with your picks. If you buy a spray or a pick, if you can cut them down and get more mileage, do it. Spread your stuff out so you don't have big clumps. Your design will look more interesting. Because I want 2 out here, but then I want 2 out in the front too. So we have 4, we can do it now. So I'm going to cut them down a little bit in length, because we don't need all that length. And these are going to go one right here, coming out the side a little bit. Kind of pulled that berry down. Let's see how it just adds some more whimsy to it right there. Let's get that. It's like the glitter wants to stick to itself. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is a pretty good mirror design where whatever you do on one side, you're going to pull onto the other. Whereas, you know, the middles were just stacking forward in the middle back. But this is kind of a nice way to do this. So, and it's easy for me to do it from behind because of that. So now we have 2 pieces up front there. But wait, there's more. We still have these 2 guys. So let's find a place to put these in. This would be a fun kit too. If you have, like, and I'm talking like it's all women on here, there may be some men watching, but if you have like a women's group, maybe it's a Bible study, maybe it's a bunco group, maybe it's just a group of friends you get together and have a craft night, everybody get a kit. You can watch this. It's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, go over there and subscribe. I've got a ton of free tutorials over there. And anyway, you can bring it up on your TV and everybody does their little mug together. And that's with any of my kits, because I have probably about 7, 8 kits about to come out in the next week or so. So there's going to be a bunch of them. This is number 1. So anyway, good thing to do with a group of friends. So much fun. Okay, let's get this with a pick on it. Again, you could put a little glue, stick it right in. These are very strong wires. You would have no problem. But let's just put them in. Okay, so this one, so I can see, I'm going to bring it in front again. No, we're going to bring this in back. I'm losing my design here. Don't lose it, Kathy. We're going to come up behind the ghost. We're going to find the middle of that ghost, and if this is the middle of the ghost, I'm going to put one right here and one right here. So I know that's kind of hard to see on camera, but that's what we're doing with them. So right on either side. So now we have a nice little background of all of this crazy wild black glitter branch. Look at that. A lot of movement there. But he's coming along nicely. So now that we have all the black in there, I think we should add some orange glitter. That's where this guy comes in. So this is a great little branch because we have four little pieces. Actually, there's 5. So let's cut these off, because obviously we're not going to put the whole branch in or the whole little bunch in it at once. We're going to break it up. Let me see. Oh, don't go away. Okay. So there's a really tall one. This is funny when you kind of pull apart sprays like this or little bunches. There's different sizes. So I see 2 of these that are identical, 2 of these that are identical, and 1 super tall one. So when you pull a little bunch of anything apart, cut it apart and then lay it out. See if you have pairs. I have 2 pairs plus 1 tall one. So that's going to help me figure out where to put it in this design. So this is tall, so obviously that's going to go up in the back. Then these are thicker. They're going to go in the middle. These are smaller. They're going to go down in front. So it's kind of how you talk yourself through where are these going to land in this arrangement. And it'll be very helpful, and your arrangement will be more balanced then. If you just cut them all off and just start adding, you'll get to one side and it may not be balanced. You may be heavier with the leaves on this side than that. It won't look the same. So make sure you lay your little leaves out and pick the ones that are the same, group them, and then lay them out accordingly. Okay, so this guy is going to go right in the back. Let's get a little pick on him. I'm going to put him in between because he needs things to support him, because see how he wants to bend? He won't once we get him in here. So he's going straight down. He's going between the candy corn pick and these little black branches we just put in. And then I'm pushing him straight on in. Right like that. And he still bends a little, but look at how the glitter's going to look. It's just going to shine and look really good. Then we're going to bring 2 in on the sides. You kind of got the pattern going, don't you? Not too hard to follow. But when you break a design like this down, and it doesn't need to be a mug, it can be a little tin bucket. I'm selling the kit, of course, so I want you to buy my kit, but if you want to try it, any type of little round cylinder type of container can be your vase. So maybe it's a little tin bucket, and they sell those everywhere. I mean, you can find little tin buckets. If all you can find is silver, spray it whatever color you want. So you could paint it black and white stripes, anything you want. But just think cylinder is what you're looking for this kind of a design. And it'll look great. I mean, you could put it in a square. You could do it. If you had a little square wooden box or something and you wanted to put it in, it would work. So just, you'd have to modify the design just a little bit and spread it out, but you could do it. Okay, so we're teaching the design, not necessarily the container, but in this case we kind of are because it's a kit. Okay, so there's a little branch coming out right there. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to kind of come in between these. It's getting crowded in here, but we just keep on pushing. And then weave them in so you can see them. Right like that. So see the glitter, how it's just adding that little bit of orange, bringing it together, and we're getting a little more depth with it. All right, let's bring in these 2 little pieces into the front. Yep, and I'm using my picking machine, my stemming machine, but again, these little tiny stems, they would easily glue, push them in. They'll be just fine if you don't have a machine. All right, let's see where these are gonna live. I think these are gonna live right next to the ghost. Let me push them in and I'll show you. 1 on each side, and because they're little, look at how they stand straight up. Right like that. You get that great little glitter right there, that little shimmer of that leaf right in front. So let me put another one on this side. We may have, this one's a little floppier, so I'm gonna put a little piece of that black there to hold it up. If you have to weave them together, that's what you do, and there you go. Now they're both standing straight up. Okay, let's get rid of this. We have this to go in, but I want to work on this first and bring some white forward, and then I'll put the black little mini rosebuds in front of it. So we are actually going to cut this down too. This can easily be cut down. So we're just going to separate it out a little bit. The first one I'm going to cut is the top here. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll have this little piece here, and then we'll have this piece, and if you have to pull the paper down a little bit so you can get to it. So it's funny, I was looking at these earlier today when I was packing out all the kits, and I'm like, it looks like coral, doesn't it? It's coral. Halloween coral. It's kind of a cool pick though. I like it. All right, so we have 3 pieces right now. 1, 2, 3. And then we have this little piece here that at the very end I'm probably going to cut off some of these little pieces to glue into the bow in front. So for now, because we have these, let's get these going. So I want one here on this side of the bow, and then I want one coming out over here on this side. And you know, they're not completely symmetrical, so they're going to sway one way or the other, and that's okay. So see how they're kind of separated? It's all right, because I want a little bit to come down the side of the vase or the cup, some in front of the little guy, but look how this starts filling it in, right like that. So there's one piece. Let's grab another piece on this side. We don't want to cover up our little guy though. We want to make sure that we keep that little ghost front and center. And then we have one more piece. So I think what I'm going to do, let me see if I can separate this a little bit more. And I can. So in the end, if you want to break it down to some more little pieces, I'm thinking I need one little piece in front that's not going to block him. So what I'm going to do is cut this down little. You guys can too, if you're doing this as a kit. Little pieces that are short that you can bring right in back of the bow, but not cover up the ghost. So make sure you get your ghost high enough in the arrangement to do that. So I'm going to put a pick on. You can just glue them right on in. But let's get these, and what we'll do is instead of doing them straight up and down, see it would cover the ghost, we're going to tilt them forward like this. So we're going to come in with the pick and have it go forward, and then it will actually go through the middle of the bow. So it's a cute look. That's a very cute look. A couple more pieces like this. So I want another piece coming out the bow in the front here. So look at how we can put a little white there. And then let's cut some of these down. We don't need this big fan of a piece, we just need some little pieces. So I'll put a couple little pieces together. If you don't have a stemming machine, you can always just glue each piece in individually. It's not a big deal. It can be done. But let's see where we can add a little more of this coming out. I love the white. It just makes everything bright. So I see a hole over here. So this is where you turn your arrangement around, and you can see, like if you look in between there, a big hole. So we need to fill that. This is a great filler for that. We'll just push a little piece of this right down in there. Fill that gap right like that. No more hole. And then let's come over to the other side and see, yep, there's a little hole over there. So we're gonna fill that. And that'll kind of like polish off this piece. With a little white. Right like that. Look at how cute he is. But we need to get the black back in there because now it's turning way too white in front. But see, if you look at this one, how when we bring those little black roses back, it calms it all down. So that's what we're going to do next. Ghost looks like a yummy cookie, don't they? They look like little cookies. I think that's what they're supposed to be. Rossi's Unique Designs, cute. Thank you. Hey Rossi's, how are you tonight? Or today, depending on where you are. Brenda, sorry I missed the first, but I can ask where the ghost came from. The little ghosties, I'm not revealing my sources for these because this is a kit I'm selling, unfortunately. So mugs you can get anywhere, so it is a little mug. So, but I will have everything available for the kit, so you'll be able to get it. Let's see. Who did I miss? So Brenda's on, I like that. All right, and this will be moved. It'll be available for 30 days on Facebook, but I will be moving it to my YouTube channel. Oh, and if you haven't already, like my page, you guys, and follow me. Lots of tutorials coming up through the holidays. So make sure you like and follow. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, 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 please. All right, so that's looking pretty good, but let's put in some roses. Yeah, roses, isn't that funny for a Halloween design? But aren't these great little roses? So let's do that. And they have little leaves that you can push up. We just need a few of these picks. So let's do that. This is going to bring the black back to the front, calm down all that white I just added. But I really didn't want to use green, you know, a green filler. I wanted to stay with all of the black, white, and orange and keep it pretty simple. So now we're going to add a few of these, and you've got it. We're going to go on each side, in the middle. We're going to move them around a little bit. Again, the wire on this will go right into this foam, but we're using our little picking machine, so here we go. What a difference. Just a few little roses makes. Kind of brings it all together. But that's why you want that white brought up front, because if we didn't, it would have gotten super dark up front. So at least we have a little bit of a backdrop of these guys. All right, let me use this one next. Okay, so this we'll put on the other side. Maybe I'll put it behind the white this time. A little different angle for it, because we don't want everything in a row. I don't like everything in a row, but now with one on the other side poking out behind the white, it looks kind of cool. Okay, let's bring this one in. And this one, I'm going to come right in the middle and have it draped down the front. So we're bringing it in the middle, so it's kind of coming in between the roses. It is by the ghost, but look at how cute that looks with them coming down the front right like that. So you can still see the ghost pretty good. There's one leaf that's trying to sneak in there. Let me push in behind the ghost. So yeah, you can always adjust your little leaves and things. There you go. And we have one more piece. So let's see where this piece needs to live. Let's see, do we have any holes anywhere? I'm thinking maybe one more piece in front. And let's see how this looks. Oh, it came right out of the pick. We don't want that. Here we go. Let's see how this looks. To bring another one down in front. And have it kind of cascade off the cup. I think it might look kind of, I like it. I like it. And you can play with them, make it your own. If there's a place you rather think you need a rose or a little touch of black, then move it around and make it your own. But I kind of like how these kind of cascade out of the bow a little bit, come right around like that. So look at that. So let's cut some dovetails in our little tails. And then I think we're just about done. So that is our little blue mug. But of course there's different designs. I'll talk about those too, because you'll get to choose. When you see the listings, I thought of doing a variation in the listing where you choose which one you want. Each one's going to have its own listing because I think it gets confusing. And each one will have a little bit different look. So, and you'll see that on this one because we used the glitter leaves instead of the glitter spikes. So they look a little different. But look at how cute. And then here's the first one that just has the little glitter spikes. So see how different. It's the same but different. So depending on which kit you get, this is a little ghosty that has holding a little pumpkin, and it's actually a little mummy ghost. You see how he's a little mummy? And this one is a little ghost holding a pumpkin. He's super cute. And then let me show you the other two. So we have just a pumpkin. He's super cute, little witch hat. And then we have a little baby Frankenstein. Isn't he cute? He's the cutest. I think he's adorable. So you'll have 4 choices. All the mugs are the same, pretty much. They're all just the striped black and white. And then depending on which design you get, you'll have different. The only item different in it will be your orange glitter. It'll either be the spiky, the leaves, or I have a glitter orange eucalyptus. So depending on which one, you'll see it in the picture. So any questions? Rossi, don't you glue them? No, I don't. I use my picking machine, so they're not coming out. They're very, very tough. So I don't. You can. If you need to glue everyone, you absolutely can, but I don't. Deanna, these are not sold out. These have not even hit yet. So this is the tutorial on them, and then I will start listing. They will probably be up and live tomorrow morning. It's going to take me tonight to get all the photography of all 4. So I'm going to make 2 more of these. I've got to make examples for these, and then I'll do the photography and get the listing going, and then they'll go live. And I'll announce it on this page, so make sure you're following me, and then I'll say the kits are up, and I'll put links to the kits. So tonight, this is what I'll be working on. Here you go. What do you guys think? Do you like them? They're kind of fun, huh? Little kits. Oh, but what I forgot, I'm looking here at it, I'm going, I didn't finish. You're gonna get a bag of moss, yes. So the green dyed Spanish moss. So let me take a little bunch of this out, and you'll get the moss pins, these little horseshoe pins like this, and then you're just going to take a little bit here and there where you see the white spray foam or your metal picks or the ends of your stems where it might look a little funky, and we're just going to push this in, hold it up to it, we'll come up a little high, and then just push one of these moss pins in. But it finishes off the back of your design. We might need a little in the front. So see how it comes up a little bit, but it's super cute. So we'll come around the side, we'll do the same thing. So you just take a little bundle of it. I like to kind of roll it up into my hand and make a little ball. And then I'm going to just push it right in between. So see how there's a little gap there? Just shove it right in between there, like that. But don't just leave it like that. You want to do a moss pin so that it doesn't fall out later. So just stick a little pin, goes right into that foam and secures it. And then you're going to go all the way around, make sure that nothing is showing. None of your mechanics as far as the end of your stems, metal picks if you're using a stemming machine, or the foam. You don't want that to show. So here's another little area. I can see the foam. So we'll just throw a little piece in there. And we can even put some down in front here because I can see kind of through there. So I'm just going to take that. I'll probably add some glue to that. But the green kind of looks Halloween-y. Is that a word? So got a little moss right there. Everything else looks pretty good. And then if you need to go back, give it a haircut. If it's sticking out too far and you don't like it, just take it, trim it a little bit. It's very easy. I always wanted to do hair at one point. So this is as far as I got doing hair. But you just get to cut it a little bit and trim it so it's not so wild, but look at how it finishes it off. You see the little bits of foam or the moss, I put a little bit down there. It finishes it off a little bit. Makes a mess of your work table, but that's okay. You can always clean up, right? So here you go. There's the 2 of the 4. There's going to be 4 styles, and those will hit more than likely tomorrow morning. I'll work on them tonight. If I get them done tonight, they'll go tonight, but when they are ready, I will announce it. I'll do a post on this page showing all 4 pictures, and then you guys can choose which one you want. So other news, let's see. Juanita, how are you, Juanita? Deanna, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you guys like them. That's awesome. Let me throw this moss down here. Also, the Boo Buckets. We are out, but they're coming back. They're going to be a little bit different design, but I just secured 18 or 20 more Boo Buckets because those suckers flew out the door. Even the examples. So just like the Boo Buckets, these that are completed will be for sale also in my Etsy. They're done designs, but I sell the examples too, the prototypes. So, but the Boo Buckets are coming back. Give me a couple days and I'll have them loaded back in there. So, and they're cute. They're a little bit different. I kind of like these. So it's like I look at them and I'm like, ooh, I think I might even like these more than the first one. So things evolve, and it's like I wait on supplies, and sometimes we have to go with substitutions. And that's why I didn't list anymore, because I went, oh, we're going to have some substitutions with these ones. And they're going to be so adorable. So 18 to 20 Boo Buckets are coming. And there are a few other Halloween designs coming. So there you guys go. Ta-da! So this video will get moved to my YouTube. You can watch it as many times as you want. I hope you guys get a kit. If you have any questions, just drop them below, and I will try to answer as many as I can. And hit that like button, hit that follow button, get over to YouTube and subscribe, and I will put the link to my YouTube in comments when I get in the other room. All right, guys, any other questions? Are we all good? So that was a fun, quick live. But the biggie is that Deanna, they are not sold out. They're not even for sale yet. So there'll be, I think there's going to be about 2 or 3 of each kind. So there'll be a few of these. At least a dozen to 2 dozen. We're right in there. I gotta finish packing them all out because I pack them before I even list them so that I know I have everything for each one. So there you go. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Little boo mugs. All right. Oh, and I can't call them all boo because there's Frankie and there's the pumpkin. So, all right, guys. We will see you. Probably I'll be live on this page a couple times this weekend because we're releasing a couple kits. So watch for my live announcements. This one didn't have a huge, notice, but you'll see me coming live. If you miss it or come on late, you can always watch it on replay. So thanks for coming and joining me. I'm Kathy with Big Barn Blooms. I like to take the fear out of floral design and make it fun. So I hope you had fun with this little kit today, and it'll be available soon. So we'll see you guys probably tomorrow. All right, have a good night. Bye now.